Hey, how's it going, y'all? Carlito here, back with another video on your screen. Big shout out to all my sponsors again, for allowing me to live my dream. And big shout out, to Big Dog right here, Chase Owens, one half of the IWGP Tag Team Champions. And congratulations again, bro, and thank you again for coming on the channel.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, bro. And tell me about it, bro. Like, what got you into the sport of wrestling?
My parents, when I was a kid, my parents always were watching it. So I think just growing up constantly, watching guys at the time like Hulk Hogan, Warrior, Macho Man, those were the guys that really brought me in. But, then 16 years old, go to a local show in my hometown. I'm able to talk to the promoter who, oh, we'll start training you. Actually, we tried to buy a ring so we could backyard wrestle. And he was like, don't do that. We'll train you. And from there, it was lucky enough I lived in the same town as Ricky Morton. So he did the same show, probably 4 or 5 months into my career. And he asked me, you want to start traveling me? And of course, I took that opportunity.
For sure, for sure. And so what has been like your, from the beginning to now, have you had a favorite moment so far besides just winning the gold?
There's been a few, obviously this is a big accomplishment. This one with Kenta. The first time I was the IWGP champion, I was with Bad Luck Fale. There's been moments like my first G1 win ever was against Hiroshi Tanahashi, undefeated against Hiroshi Tanahashi, by the way. So winning the NWA junior title 3 times, like I've had a lot of big moments, in my career.
That's for sure, bro. I've been watching you on New Japan for quite some time, and I'm glad my brother, over 12 years ago, showed me New Japan Pro Wrestling. And, learning the Bullet Club, learning the ropes, with Finn Balor starting to get off, with the old clique and stuff, and the whole Too Sweet thing. How are you feeling about, being a part of the iconic, group?
That's one of those things that you see and it's, oh, I'd love to be a part of that. And then it happens. And it's kind of a surreal moment, and now I'm the, second longest member right behind Bad Luck Fale, who's an OG. And I've been a part of every era of Bullet Club besides the original with Prince Devitt. I've been there with AJ, I've been there with Kenny, I've been there with Switchblade Jay White, now still David Finley's group, so Bullet Club's 10 years, I've been there 8.5 of it, so I think that's an accomplishment in itself.
Damn, that's excellent, bro. So talk about, when you started in New Japan, how excited were you to, cross that line? I know a bunch of old school wrestlers, to legendary wrestlers that have been through New Japan, to name a few. It's crazy to see it, bro. And how do you feel about making that step when you did?
Yeah, that's one of those things I always tell these kids when you go to seminars. I put myself in a situation to be there. Mm-hmm. I started watching New Japan 14 years ago, and it was one of those, like, oh, that'd be awesome to wrestle there. And then, they come over as part of the NWA, little mix up, and I do a little tryout seminar thing in Houston and San Antonio. And then I did one in Philly, and I think that's when it really happened, because afterwards Tiger Torre came up to me in Philly and, hey, didn't we see you in Texas? Yeah, and now you're here too. And then 4 months later I'm booked, and I've been booked for 10 years now.
Damn, that's crazy. So in the next 6 months, what would you like to accomplish in the sport?
I think me and Kenta successfully defending these, as many times as we can. Again, to be with a guy like Kenta, somebody that I watched, growing up, and he's a legend, especially in Japan. So to become friends with him and to become champions with him, it's a great moment, and hopefully we just keep riding this momentum through 2024.
Excellent, bro. So what can you tell the young upcoming talent of pro wrestling that want to start wrestling? What's your advice to them?
Again, you got to put yourself in the right places, which means training hard every day. I'm not in the best shape, but you've got to be in shape to do this, the job, because that's what it is. It's hard on the body. I wish I would have done things differently when I started, because I started at 16 and your body's all young, and I didn't have to stretch before matches but now I go through a pretty, hour-long stretching routine before wrestling, or otherwise I can't get out of bed in the morning after 17 years, and one thing that Ricky Morton told me, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. So, keep quiet, listen, take all the advice that you can, because some things you might not pertain to your character. I could teach something a little different than Ricky Morton. What works for me might not work for him, or whatever. So Tom Pritchard says it best: there's 32 flavors of ice cream, and that's meaning there's different ways to do things. There's not, this is the way it has to be done. So it takes a lot of patience and practice and finding out what works best for you. And it's just the grind. Being a independent professional wrestler really is a grind, because sometimes you're driving 6, 7, 8 hours for $30-$40. It is a grind, but I promise if you keep grinding and keep putting in, you'll get back what you put into it.
That's for sure, bro. And I appreciate you coming on the channel and me crossing another barrier, finally interviewing a New Japan Pro Wrestling star. And it's just been crazy, because this all started, this all could have been, I could have had an interview with the Young Bucks, years ago with AJ.
That's my dudes.
And it's just crazy to see it, because, they're such nice guys, but I didn't ask them for an interview because I wasn't doing this back then, but this has always been the dream. I appreciate you again.
Yeah.
Thank you again, bro.
Same thing with you as wrestlers, keep pursuing. Don't be afraid to ask people, because what's the worst that happen? They say no. Then you're right back at where you started. I think that's a big thing for independent wrestlers too, is they don't want to be told no, or if they get told no, it kind of brings their confidence down. You're going to be told no a million times before you're told yes. I promise you that. You just, again, keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, work hard, and you'll get where you want to be.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And let everyone know where they can follow you at and follow the journey.
Yeah. We got X, Twitter, whatever it is, Real Chase Owens, Instagram, Real Chase Owens. You got, if you want to see the best professional wrestling in the world, njpwworld.com. That's where we'll be.
Excellent, bro. I appreciate you again. Thank you for coming on the channel. And big shout out, to the Bullet Club, always too sweet. And it's been Chase, Carlito, one love. We out.